The Garden did so much for us to prepare for this night. Unfortunately, we knew Michigan was a great team, the coaches, because, you know, you guys sometimes, it's very difficult to judge how good teams are this time of year because of the portal and all the transfers. It's a guessing game, but when we saw them beat Marquette 106-101 in 12-minute quarters, and then watched them in their two games, we knew that they were one of the best shooting teams in the country. What we didn't expect was to get dominated by their point guard the way he dominated us tonight. And that's a credit to him. He's a terrific little player and just dominated us and made the difference between their offense and our offense is they used each other to get great shots, and we went one-on-one way too much. And because of that, their percentage was very high and our percentage was very low. So even though we had a bunch of veterans, they played as individuals, and Michigan deserved it because of that. So when you play teams like this early in the season, you learn what you need to work on. We're going to Charleston to play in a very difficult tournament, and if we play like we did at Stony Brook with sharing the basketball and moving and cutting, we'll do well. If we play like we did tonight, we'll struggle. So it was a good lesson, but they deserve all the credit. They were brilliant at the way they ran their offense. I think that when you look at it, we did a good job of putting this team together. Where we didn't do a good job of it, it's nobody's fault because we just couldn't get it done. Our front court depth is terrible. It's not enough. You need to have 5 or 6 front court guys, and we have too much depth in the back court and not enough depth in the front court. But you know, when you take over a job like Ed did and I did, you know, you just got to take what you can get at that point. But going forward, we need more front court depth. And you know, I don't say with Chris. Chris played a lot of minutes, and somebody just said the question, and yes, but we don't really have somebody to take his place at that point. That's the weakest position we have. You know, I'm a firm believer in this, that if you lose the three-point battle in college basketball, you're going to start with that. If you lose the three-point battle, and they made 11 for 26, if you lose the assist battle, if you don't create movement and assists, you're not going to have easy shots. You're going to shoot a much lower percentage. So I knew this team would give us a lot of trouble. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect the reaction of some of our players offensively. It really surprised me because I haven't seen that in practice at all. Every game you go over the good, the bad, and the teaching points. So tomorrow they will be humiliated with what they did offensively. Yes, they'll be humiliated defensively, but they just got beat by a much better basketball team. Where they will be humiliated is with their selfish offense. They're not like that as people, they're not like that as players. They'll be embarrassed of that. And that'll be a good lesson for them because it happens to pro teams, it happens to college teams, it happens all the time. If you don't use each other screening and moving and getting that ball in the low post, there was one time that our post people caught the ball below the first marker in the arc, and our guards did not do a good job of screening and moving, and they're going to see it tomorrow, and they'll learn. They'll be loaded for bear against North Texas because they'll be very upset at themselves. We won't even have to raise our voices. I always tell the players, the film never lies. It never lies. You know, when you watch a great movie, the same things are going to happen in that movie. And they're going to watch it tomorrow, and they're going to be very embarrassed at their play.